Alrighty, watch fans, today's Friday, so you know what that means. Another Hotness Pick. Another one I'm very excited about because this is a very limited edition and it's got a lot of very cool aspects going on to it. So let's give you a quick rundown of what's available. The same watch, two different models, 3 looks in each model. The only difference really is going to be the bracelet and the strap. So what we're looking at is from Volmax. This is the Aviator mechanical timepiece. Now, there's a lot going on here, but the quick specs. Measuring this, obviously, is going to come in at 45 millimeters. That's how we measure it. Not that way, but this way. Notice that it is a very large dial opening, almost no bezel, so it plays larger than what it is. Impact resistant mineral crystal. 316L stainless steel construction, 3-piece link bracelet on a single push button deployment. I'll show you that in a bit. Superluminova used throughout, but the real kicker that Volmax has done on this is using a movement that is no longer available, and that is it is a mechanical. So you will have to wind this timepiece. Wearing it will not help keep it wound, and it's obviously not powered by a battery at all. It is the 3105 caliber, the Poljot, made by Maktime in the first Moscow watch factory. So genuine Russian movement, genuine Russian assembly that's been done on this, no longer available. Each one of these watches is done in a numbered limited edition of only 200 per dial that were made. So very, very limited. We'll talk about it a bit. Now this, in my opinion, is going to be the most classic look, the black and the white, the black dial with the white Superluminova, and then of course you can see gently sweeping over there because of the 17 jewel mechanical movement, the 9-eater. Now it's called that because of its relationship to the 9 o'clock position, kind of Pac-Man, waka waka waka, for those of you old enough to remember what Pac-Man is, that's been done on this. Okay, so let's take a look at the next color option that's available. Now here is my favorite out of the 3, whether it's on the bracelet or the strap, and the reason because of that is what you're going to see is that beige, kind of khaki, that sand colored Superluminova that's been done on this particular timepiece. Now everything else is the same. Case diameter 12 millimeters in thickness, 22 millimeter wide bracelet, and of course the great movement that has been utilized inside of this. Let's take a look at the next color option. And finally, at least on the bracelet, is going to be my second favorite out of this. And again, it is because of the color scheme that's being used here. Now remember, the only thing that's really changing is the outline around the small seconds or the sub-dial for your sweeping second hand, or the 9-eater. The airplane that's being utilized on each one of these is different. And then of course, your 12, numeral 12 and 6, and your hour markers in the Superluminova. This one is going to be a brick red. I hope I'm picking that up well on the video here. Not a true like race car red or a candy apple red. There is some definite orange undertones that have been thrown into that. It is a great look on the wrist. And just very quickly, I'll give you a look also at the strap versions of it very, very quickly. And before we take a deep dive look into this and on this pilot style timepiece and give you just a little bit of information and history on this, I did want to let you see my favorite version, this beige khaki kind of sand color with the black dial, done on the strap. So 45 millimeter case diameter, 316L stainless steel construction. When we talk about the 12 millimeters in thickness, I'll let you see that right there. Very wide open bezel. I'll keep turning this all the way around so you can see the leather strap that's been done on this. Genuine leather strap, 22 millimeters wide at the lug area, slightly tapering. Contrast stitching, very nice strap by the way. as a part of the Aviator brand, which is obviously, as I said, owned by Volmax. Standard buckle, 2 keepers, 1 floating, 1 fixed that has been done on this. The other ones are absolutely identical to what I showed you on the bracelet, that being the orangish red and then also the classic black and white versions that have been done on this particular timepiece for you. Let's take just a little bit of a deeper look. That's just for you folks that wanted the quick measurements and information in regards to this numbered limited edition. And we'll give you a little bit more information and try and keep this relatively short. All right, I selected my favorite again, the Hotness, out of the Hotness, to be able to give you a little bit more information on this particular model of watch. For those of you who are interested, the Volmax Aviator mechanical pilot style timepiece. $239, by the way, as you see it on the bracelet, or $199 on the genuine leather strap. Bracelet and strap both 22 millimeters in width. Okay, so as we said, 45 millimeter case diameter. Boom, 12 millimeters in thickness, impact resistant mineral crystal. So you've got scratch resistance and impact resistance that is built into that. So very, very durable. 316L stainless steel construction. Super luminova used on the hour markers and on the Arabic numerals. This one does give you a little bit more different look as far as the luminescent goes. That is going to give you more of the Arabic numerals instead of just the 12 and the 6 that have been done on the other model. Then, of course, the true jewel, no pun intended, of this timepiece is the 3105 Poljot mechanical movement with the 9-eater. And what's important to note about that is Maktime, the company that bought up the first Moscow watch factory, the second Moscow watch factory, and I believe the third Moscow watch factory as well, is they no longer make this movement. So if you're one of those people that's at that point in your collecting where movements are kind of important to you, this one is one you should sit up and take notice of, because it is literally, as you buy it, a true collector's timepiece. That's one of the things in the conversation that I had with Craig Hester, who is the USA distributor for Volmax Aviator brand, that he said to me that I really agree with. And the movement that you're getting, that 3105, is a 3133 Poljot, which was a chrono, and they basically slimmed it down. Now, they didn't make it any less of a movement, but what they did was give you the same mechanical greatness that's built into that, a pilot style timepiece, but with a pocket watch kind of a movement, 17 jewel movement, and left you with the small seconds, or the 9-eater, as you'll hear that referred to as. Okay, so very, very limited. Now throw into that only 200 per dial color period were made, and you've got something truly limited. Now, one of the things that they did with this, and you can research this on the interwebs if you'd like, the Russian version of the Blue Angels, or perhaps the Air Force Thunderbirds. Blue Angels, obviously the great naval aviators that we have, their flight demonstration and performing team. Thunderbirds from the United States Air Force. There's a group called the Swifts, S-W-I-F-T-S, Swifts. Okay. They are essentially the same thing. And when Craig Hester and my other good friend Tim Temple were in Russia, they actually got to meet some of these pilots. They got to climb into the MiG-29 Fulcrums that they were flying at the time. And it's a great story. If you ever go, I have to get Craig or Tim to tell the story. Maybe we can do a podcast interview with them. But they're sneaking around like James Bond to be able to get onto the military base. But the pilots were all very impressed with their versions of this watch. The Volmax Aviator is the official watch of the Swifts, and they were all very, very happy with that, and even made reference to the fact that when they were flying at Mach speeds, that the watch held up. You know, it didn't have a lot of issues. Now, this particular model, as a numbered limited edition, is designed to celebrate 100 years of Russian aviation and their greatest aviators. Now, I'm not going to dive into the 3 aviators that are behind each one of these individual watches, which is why you see the different airplanes that have been done just above the 6 o'clock position on this timepiece, because I am a proud redneck from Texas who has enough trouble with the English language, and I would just absolutely butcher their names in Russian. There'll be some information on the web page as you scroll down, as well as some beauty shots of the individual images that you can take a look at, and I'll give you that information there and spare you this Texan trying to throw out different Russian names at you. But speaking of Russian, what I do want you to notice, and pardon me putting my fingers inside of this shot here, but what I want you to notice, here's the Aviator logo. Everything is in Cyrillic, okay? So when you look here, it's in Cyrillic, down at the 6 o'clock position in Cyrillic, as is the case back, which I will try to show you a quick shot of. This is a medallion style case back, meaning it is not going to be done in a exhibition manner, and that is because they are showing this off. They wanted room to do this. The planes that you see at the 6 are on the case back. I'll show you that in just a moment. But the key aspects here, first of all, I know many of you don't have a Russian timepiece in your collection, and you should. The Russians have got kind of a bad reputation over time, especially during the Soviet era, when they were the USSR instead of the Russian Federation. Communism has that effect, but we're not going to dive into that. The Chinese are kind of the same way. Both have really improved their watch manufacturing over the years. So you really don't have anything to worry about there. Volmax, I met the team over in Basel, Switzerland, thanks to Craig Hester. They're a great bunch of folks. They were very receptive to me, and I was able to check out some of the newer watches they had coming out. But the movement in this is a true collector's issue. The Poljot is well known. You can research that on the internet. And this particular 17 jewel movement is not being made anymore, plus only 200 per dial. And by the way, I don't know if I said this or not, to the best of my knowledge, this is the last of what is available, period, in the world for this particular model. I was doing some quick searches and I found pictures and information, etc., but nobody that was actually selling these timepieces. So as Craig said, truly, when you buy it, you are getting a collector's piece immediately into your watch collection. So certainly something to think about on several different levels. I'm going to go ahead and try and show you the clasp that has been done on this, as well as the case back very quickly, and we'll wrap this up. Just remember, $239 on the bracelet, or you're going to get $199 on the genuine leather strap, both 22 millimeters wide. Let me see if I can go ahead and show you the case back on this. And while I'm here, I know showing just the black screen is not good, but here is your genuine leather strap. And I just wanted to show this to you because I always talk about it. There you can see the Aviator logo that's been done on there. Also on the buckle, notice the stitching. Same spacing, same stitch size, all in the same line. Done very, very nicely. Here's the case back again. Let me rotate that one more time. See, I just should have went with the leather strap to show you the case back. That probably would have worked a little bit better. Let's see if I can get that numbered limited edition to show. Getting some glare there. Let me see if I can put it over there. There's the rest of the case back that's been done on that. Hopefully this is going to show up because I'm just looking at it through the LCD on this HD camera. 5 ATM water resistant push-pull crown. Again, you'll see the Volmax Aviator logo that's been done there. So great look, guys. $239 or $199, your choice on this fantastic timepiece. This is one I would certainly wear, especially the one in the sand or maybe even in the brick red. Sorry, I'm doing this all by hand. So that's it. Grab the one of your choice. Get your first Russian timepiece, your next Russian timepiece, your automatic collector timepiece for this Russian watch. Thanks, Craig, and thanks to everybody for checking this out.